The ANCA Capital Gateway program leverages our community's greatest resource, our youth.
Well, the ANCA Capital Gateway program is just a wonderful opportunity for young people, particularly those who have maybe just finished their college education.
This is a real opportunity for them to come down to Washington, be an intern, and learn more about career opportunities and get a little, their feet wet, if you will, into what government is all about.
We are all citizens of the United States, and it's our duty and our obligation to be citizens who are engaged politically.
And this is a terrific opportunity for young Armenian Americans to get an experience in Washington, D.C., to learn those leadership qualities that can take their advocacy to a higher level.
I moved to D.C. to participate in the ANCA Capital Gateway program in the fall of 2010, and shortly after moving to Washington, I was successful in securing an internship with the Washington Nationals baseball club and parlayed that into a full-time job where I'm currently employed.
I came out to Washington, D.C. in the fall of 2007. With the help of the ANC's Capital Gateway program, I was able to get a job with a TV and radio advertising agency that did political campaign work.
I came to D.C. in September 2012, and I quickly found a Capitol Hill internship, and I parlayed it into a full-time job.
Our goal is to help Armenian Americans serve in leadership positions across Washington, D.C.
Armenian American young people have to be encouraged to participate in our political system.
The three major components of the ANCA Capital Gateway program are free housing, enrichment seminars, and one-on-one mentorships.
We look to connect them with a person who's in DC already, who might be working in their field or comes from a similar background education-wise or shares a similar interest or career path.
I think the enrichment seminars for each Capital Gateway program is essential because it provides a framework for right when they come into the door, right when they get off the plane. We want to give them an opportunity to learn and get a job right from day one.
Living in the Capital Gateway House is a really exciting part of the program, and it really helps you transition to Washington, D.C. because it allows you to make friends and meet other young Armenians who are trying to do the same thing you're doing in the city.
Living with like-minded Armenian professionals from around the country has been a fantastic experience.
When you come to D.C., you're not alone. You're automatically placed into an Armenian network where you feel comfortable.
I graduated from the University of Michigan and moved to DC to pursue a career in applied research.
I graduated from the University of Michigan and I moved to Washington, D.C. in September, and now I work in the public relations field.
I recently finished my Peace Corps service in tandem with my master's program, and when I was out in LA, I found out about the ANCA Capital Gateway program.
I graduated from UCLA and moved to Washington, D.C. in January to be part of the ANCA Capital Gateway program, and I currently work in political advertising here in Washington, D.C.
I graduated from the University of Maryland. I wanted to intern at the ANCA. I applied to the ANCA Capital Gateway program.
Capital Gateway ծրագիրը ինձ օգնեց, որպեսզի ես հայտնվեմ Վաշինգտոնում եւ 3 ամիս շարունակ կարողանամ իմ անգլերենը բարելավել, որը իմ նպատակն էր, եւ հետագայում այն օգտագործել միջազգային ասպարեզում, լրագրությունում իմ մասնագիտության շրջանակներում.
I loved working on Capitol Hill. I loved seeing the inner workings of how the ANCA works. I loved all the events that they set up that we were able to go to. I loved meeting with congressmen and networking with everyone on the Hill.
One of the most gratifying things that I've seen about the ANCA Capital Gateway program is that the alumni have been giving back to the program.
As chairman of the ANCA Capital Gateway Program Advisory Committee, we started this group 4 years ago as a chance for alumni of the Capital Gateway program to give back to the organization that gave us our first start in DC.
Capital Gateway ծրագիրը անկախ մասնագիտությունից յուրաքանչյուրի համար կարևոր եւ լավ առիթ է մեկ քայլ առաջ գնալու համար մասնագիտորեն, այնպես որ բաց մի թողեք ձեր հնարավորությունը անցնելու մեկ քայլ առաջ այս ծրագրի շնորհիվ.
I highly recommend young Armenians apply to the ANCA Capital Gateway program. It's a great experience. It's a great way to get on Capitol Hill, meet people, and get your career on the right path.
I recommend applying to the ANCA Capital Gateway program for Armenians who want to move to DC and find a job.
Today, there are Armenian Americans working at Congress, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the World Bank, and across Washington, D.C. because of the ANCA Capital Gateway program.
Apply to the ANCA Capital Gateway program. Make your move to Washington, D.C.